Well, hello.
Hello. Cole's in the bed. His chair's right there.
Kristen was like, I want to film this on the bed. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be comfortable. And Kristen was like, we're going to make you comfortable.
Yeah.
So you can't see, but behind me is Christmas purse with another heavy bag and a pillow all stacked up.
Yep.
So I can sit comfortably.
Yeah, so like Cole doesn't have to hold himself up.
And that's the perks of being married to an OT or like, former studying OT person.
Yeah, I think about all these things. So Cole is sitting up perfectly so that we can be comfortable in bed talking about a very
Bed-oriented topic.
yes. Yes, a very bed-oriented topic. And I just think this looks good. We're in front of the sun and we look comfy, and I think it's an appropriate conversation to have and be comfy.
Yeah. Whenever we're on the road, we got to get creative. So here we are.
I do like that I look like I'm much bigger than you.
You like that? It's not often that's the case.
No. So, as you all know, we've talked about it a lot. I recently had surgery, was diagnosed with endometriosis, and because of that conversation and those videos, we've received a lot of questions about our fertility and whether or not we're ready for kids.
Speaking of which, ever since the procedure, Charisma's skin has been glowing.
It has been, but I do have this bump right here because my bonnet, I had the knot right here, and you see it, and now I have little pimples coming out of that bump.
Yeah, but it just looks, your skin looks really nice.
I think it's the inflammation in my body. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, a lot of questions about how that's going and what this means for our plans for the future.
Yeah.
Last time we talked about fertility was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it's been a while.
I know. How did the time fly?
Well, we moved across the country. That was part of it, I think.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah. Time did fly. And in that time, we've thought about a lot of things and considered a lot of things. And not the funny part, there's nothing funny about infertility. But what infertility does force you to do is come to terms with what your possibilities really are. Yeah. What is going to be realistic for you. Yeah. And it is realistic that Charisma and I could have kids. It's also realistic that we couldn't at that time. We don't know what our chances are now with this procedure, but we had to come to terms with all those realities. Mm-hmm. And those 2 years, I think, allowed a lot of space for us to really come to those terms.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because within those 2 years, we actually did not think about trying to conceive because, again, we got pregnant naturally the very first time that we got pregnant. And so we knew that there's potential to naturally get pregnant, but we didn't even try to go that route during those 2 years. We really just focused on ourselves and really asked the question, do we want children?
Or if we can't have children, are we okay with it? Can we still be happy?
Yes. And now we're talking about biological children. We know that there's foster care. We know that there's adoption. But for us, the mentality has always been and will always be that those options are not secondary to our inability to have kids naturally. We do not feel like adoption should be like a backup choice.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
So we're talking about biological children here. Adoption has always been on our hearts, and there's potential that we can adopt in the future, but that has no bearing on this conversation right now.
It's a standalone conversation.
It is a standalone conversation. But yeah, so we didn't attempt at all for those 2 years. And in those 2 years, we were like, maybe we feel perfectly content not having kids.
Yeah, I mean, I love sleeping,
Yes.
And I love free time. I love gaming and stuff. But then there were also times when I slept too much and then I couldn't sleep that well. And then there were times where I played so many video games, I'm like, I'm kind of bored of this. And I want to do something else. And I'm not even that interested in using my free time like that anymore. It just felt like unproductive.
Yeah. And then there were times where we thought, man, this Halloween celebration or this Christmas celebration or this Thanksgiving celebration, I don't know, I'm thinking all of the fall celebrations, but this would be so much sweeter with a family. Yeah. Besides just the two of us. Imagine how sweet and adorable Christmas is when you have a child to celebrate it with. And we're like, man. And then Stella was born, our niece.
I think that's why you're thinking the fall holidays. Because when we went down and we spent Thanksgiving in Florida with the Jameson clan, and Stella was the only little human there getting all the love and attention, which she deserves because she's a star. Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking, wow, this whole experience is so much richer because we have this little person running around just spreading joy to all of us. And I was like, I want that joy all the time.
It was so special. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the past 6 months, which has led me to even decide to get this surgery to find out what is going on with my fertility. We had decided that we were ready to start trying again, but it was something that we didn't want to publicly announce because we just wanted to learn on our own before we felt comfortable sharing publicly. Now that we had this surgery and I know I have endometriosis, that kind of changes the game onto how we approach this new round of trying to conceive. And we have been trying to wrap our heads around this because, again, I was not expecting to be diagnosed with endometriosis.
No.
But it's nice now because we have an answer and now we kind of know how to move forward, which is exciting.
And also that answer comes at the tail end of all of the other work we did to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. In a way, it's kind of like the final resolution.
Yeah.
If we continue having fertility struggles beyond this, there's not many other places for us to go. Like we've pretty much done all of the fertility exploration we can.
Yes.
So this could be it for us. And with that knowledge, it definitely, we felt our the energy shifting.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, I can't speak for you as much. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but I know for me, it's like when I broke my neck, I knew that I was never going to like just regain all my function again. And that kind of accelerates coming to terms with things. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of choice. And with our infertility, there were some parallels there in the sense that like we thought that we had explored pretty much everything. Mm-hmm. And so not having biological children, coming to terms with that was like almost kind of felt like there was no choice.
Yeah.
And while we did come to terms with that, and while we did see a life that would be full of happiness without our own biological children,
yeah,
it changes when the choice comes back. Because just like with my spinal cord injury, if the choice came back where I could be cured, like I'm probably gonna take it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm not happy right now, but I'm probably going to take the cure. And so now we have this choice again in front of us. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I think I want to take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a very great like analogy and metaphor, like a comparison, whatever word I'm trying to use in this situation. But no, I agree. I think that's a great way to put it. Yeah, like we have this new route that we can take and different answers that we didn't know before. Like before we didn't have really an answer. Like we knew Cole's sperm was impacted, but we knew sperm wasn't impacted enough that we couldn't get pregnant naturally, honestly. The doctor was like, yeah, like, I mean, sure, there's low volume. That was really the biggest thing, and iffy morphology, but you can always change that with diet, exercise, and taking medicine. That can improve. Yeah. And the volume, Cole can eat a bunch of Brazil nuts and drink a bunch of water.
Which I've been doing all of these things. Yes. And my body is in prime shape.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But again, like his overall like sperm, like he had very, like even though he had low volume, he had very high number, like sperm number. Like he had a lot. So like Cole was actually really fine. His spinal cord injury has zero impact. And again, Cole can produce on his own. We've always known that. Not every man with a spinal cord injury can, but Cole can. And so we knew that we could at least try naturally, but we didn't know I had endometriosis and three polyps, endometrial polyps, on top of endometriosis. And those two things happening in my body at the same time has such a negative impact on my fertility. And now those are removed. And that greatly increases our chances of conceiving naturally, just conceiving in general. Whether it's naturally, whether we have to go through IUI or IVF again, who knows? But it greatly increases our chances. And again, we got pregnant the first time we tried IVF, but it failed. And I think because my body was having a hard time with implantation. It implanted, but it had an early loss because those things also lead to early miscarriages and early pregnancy losses. So
the doors are open again.
Yeah.
And that changes things.
Yeah.
And Charisma and I are looking at each other like, bow, bow,
oh my
bow,
God.
Bow, I'll be really trying.
That's how Cole's looking at me. Nah, look, same. No, I'm excited to try again. I think I'm ready, and I think we're ready. We've been preparing our bodies before the surgery. Again, before I even got this endometriosis diagnosis, we've already been started taking fertility medications. We've already started eating healthier. We already started working out. We already started deciding to be fully sober. Like we've already been starting these changes. So we're already on the right path, and now the endometriosis diagnosis, like getting that removed, again, another positive in the right direction.
A huge positive. Maybe the biggest positive yet, which we didn't even realize.
Yep.
So it's a very exciting time.
Yeah.
We don't really know what the future holds, of course.
Yeah.
We're just going to do our thing. And what I do appreciate about those years we spent, thinking we kind of ran out of options is that it did put a lot of things into perspective. Whether the future holds a biological child for us or not, we still have that perspective with us.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. We're just going forward optimistically, realistically, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We're going to try naturally. That's our first route. I think we're going to take letrozole to kind of help our chances some. There's a chance of multiples, but the chance isn't extremely high. Hopefully, we'll just have a singleton, but there's a chance, and we'll see if that works out for us. We're sharing that we're trying, and I've read things in the past when we've shared on the back end of pregnancy losses. People tell us to not share these things because people have don't always wish good on you. And I like to believe that there are more people in this world, like you guys that are watching, that wish nothing but the best for us. And I want to share because I know that a lot of you all will keep us in your thoughts and prayers as we go through this journey. And that means more to me than the few negative people that may not want the best for us.
Yeah.
That makes me very hopeful to know that we have a community behind us, praying for us as we go through this, whether we have a baby or not, just we have people keeping us in mind and hoping that we are okay through this.
Yeah, I agree. Also, if we do conceive and it's going well, we're probably going to keep it to ourselves for a while.
Yes.
Just because we want to hold that information close to our hearts.
And enjoy it.
And also, we just want to be conscious of our past and what has happened with miscarriages. And, we just want to be very careful and considerate with how we're handling that because it's sensitive to us.
And we know most people don't share until their second trimester anyway. But when we say we're going to keep it to ourselves for a while, it may be 25 weeks, 30 weeks. I may be pregnant.
As long as possible.
Yeah, we could already have the baby and we're just sharing back end the whole, we're going to film all of it. We just may not share it until 6 months after.
Yeah.
We just don't want to be right on time with everything. We just want to enjoy it. We think it's important to have certain moments to ourselves because we're so open, we share our lives, and we're so vulnerable that it is important for us to, although we're going to share it eventually, have that moment to ourselves and enjoy it and be with each other because this is so special and this could be the only time we do this. So it means a lot to us.
What also means a lot is all of the support we've gotten. Charisma was mentioning some not so well wishers, but on the whole, it's been very, very positive, and we appreciate all of the support because support helps when you're going through infertility. And I think a lot of people go through infertility in isolation. For a while, we kind of did ourselves.
We were those people.
And that was hard. So having opened up and having received a lot of support means a lot too. Thank you all. This has been a multi-year journey we're going on. And it's not over yet.
No, it's been 5 years. Since we got married, we were trying, and then we did IVF and all this other stuff, and then we took a 2-year break. But it's been 5 years that we've been struggling with this and everything.
5 years, but I feel more ready now than I ever was.
I know. I'm actually very thankful for where we are. I think we'll be better parents now, having gone through what we've gone through. Yeah, I think with everything, we're going to be better parents now. We're older. We're more settled. We're in a house that we know we want to be in for a long time, in a place we love. So I think we're in a different place in our lives, which I think is going to have a positive impact on our parenting.
Yeah, I can play 2 hours of video games and be done.
Yep.
There's a day I could play 10 hours straight.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need 10 hours of sleep now. We can get away with 8, so.
Right. Times are changing.
But I will say, we are excited about this journey, but I'm freaking terrified at the same time. And I think that it's something to mention because we have had pregnancy losses. And man, is it scary to go down this route again. I pushed down those feelings really deep and how it impacted me. And now I'm like, man, if we take a pregnancy test and it's a negative, or if we get pregnant and we lose the baby early again, I have to go through that again. It's scary, it's challenging, it's tough. But I'm hoping that this time will be different.
Yeah, man, there's nothing worse. Yeah. Miscarriage sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very real fear.
So we're trying to stay positive, but also be realistic about our feelings. We're not trying to, I'm in therapy for a reason. I'm in therapy to stop running away from my feelings and to feel my feelings when they're there. That's a
Yeah.
genuine fear and concern that I need to recognize. I don't need it to have a great impact on my life to where I can't operate, but I need to recognize that that is there and it exists. And how do we move forward with that feeling? And how do we protect myself with that feeling? So that is how I'm moving forward.
And that's also how you're more ready than you've ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. So that's where we are. Thank you all again for your support all along the way. It makes all the difference.
Seriously.
So just thank you.
Yes. I cannot believe we're going down this route again. I cannot believe it.
I know.
It's been 2 years.
I know.
It's unreal to just be like, oh, I guess we're going to try to have kids again.
Yeah. It's like having a second chance or something.
Wow. Wow.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah. It's a lot to process.
We can get through anything together, though, which is cool.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm taking letrozole, too. I'm like, Cole it's been a running joke that we're going to have triplets. And if we have triplets, guys.
That would be terrifying. Talk about terrifying.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I'll be thankful. I wouldn't complain, but that's scary. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for your support.
Yes, and thanks for watching, everyone. We'll keep y'all updated when there's something to update, when we're comfortable to update.
When we're ready to share.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
That could be a while, could be soon.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We have no idea.
But we're going down this journey, and the only thing that I ask of you guys is to, if possible, please refrain from comments like, I think Charisma's pregnant, or like she's glowing, or she looks different, or does she have a little belly? Please refrain from that comments. I know that you guys know that we're trying, but like it is very tough for us going through infertility and you don't know what's going on. Like I pray that we don't have a pregnancy loss, but if that happens, just be mindful. You can say, thinking of you guys through your journey, but just try not to make any physical assumptions based on how I look. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I messed up. Let's say that again.
Thanks for watching.
Yes. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay positive. Bye.